Oh, geez. Yeah. It's pretty sad. So Slim, what you for the first time ever, Slim, you almost sound speechless.
Well, I mean, I think the game kind of explains itself. 8 turnovers.
Yeah, 8 turnovers is pretty bad.
I mean, Duke only had to drive the length of the field once.
Yeah. Again, man, it's just that constant shooting yourself in the foot. Like we can't ever just come out there and execute. I can think of very few games in the past where we've actually been able to execute like fully from beginning to end. Like the only ones that really come to mind are like 2017 Notre Dame or 2020 against FSU. We always
Well, we had some pretty good execution last year, but it was everybody's second year in the playbook in the system. Everybody was familiar with it.
I mean, yeah, but like we were still in tight battles against like we only beat Georgia Tech by like 3 last year, and they put up 30 on us, and they were a 3-9 team. Like I'm talking about stuff like that, where it's like we come out and it's like, I'm sorry, I know Duke is 4-3. I know they took North Carolina down to the wire, but they're not a talented football team, and they're not that great of a football team. Even though Riley Leonard, like he's a good quarterback and all that stuff, but we should have come out there and beaten them 45-21. If you told me we beat Duke 45-21, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's about what I would expect from a Miami Hurricanes team playing the Duke Blue Devils. Like, I'm sorry, that's just the reality.
Yeah, there's no reason in the world why we should have lost that game, but
Well, no, I mean, it's like I said, they lost for themselves. I mean, when you go out there and you turn the ball over 8 times, yeah, I mean, you can't expect, Alabama to overcome something like that against anybody. You just cannot turn the ball over 8 times and expect to win the ball game.
No, yeah, we had 5 turnovers and like during the fourth quarter right before I left, and I looked up and I was like, man, we have 5 turnovers and we're only down 10. Like we should be down by 30 right now with 5 turnovers. Like this team isn't good.
I mean, that's a testament to the defense. I'll give them credit.
Oh, yeah, and it's like I don't want to say nothing too bad about the defense because it's like, what are you gonna do when you're working with a short field and you're starting on your own 40, your own 35, like your own 28? Like I don't know where they started, but I'm just throwing the numbers out there. But that's around where they were, man.
Uh, the majority of them were inside the 25.
Yeah, man. It's just I just don't understand.
yeah, teaching TV. How did Schellenberger do in his first year at the U? 5-6. Jimmy Johnson 8-5. Let's not push the panic button yet. I threw away the panic button years and years ago.
Yeah, I don't have a panic button, and I mean he actually brings up a really good point. I mean Jimmy Johnson, you want to talk about underperforming? Jimmy Johnson took a team that won a national title and lost 5 games with it his first year.
I mean, I'm not in panic mode. I'm not in fire Mario mode, but I'm just at the point where it's all of our losses we should have won. We should have beat A&M because we weren't able to score the football. Middle Tennessee State, we don't even need to get into that. That team we should beat 100 times out of 100. North Carolina shooting ourselves in the foot. Duke, costly turnovers. And even when we win, like last week against Virginia Tech, man, all those penalties, like I don't understand.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird when I saw that because that was a problem the past couple of years that Mario really seemed to have had cleaned up. I mean, they haven't had many games this year where they had a bunch of penalties.
No, even this week it was just turnovers, but this week, like, their holding calls happened. I don't know how many penalties we had, but it wasn't to the point where I was sitting there being like, man, what the hell's wrong with this team? Why are we so undisciplined? And just like where the penalties were at the forefront of my mind. The only time a penalty would come up in my mind is like right after, like, oh crap, call. This play's coming back. But that's about it. This week it was decent, but there's still other stuff we need to clean up. Turnovers. Jalen Knighton, I'm sorry. What is going on with Jalen Knighton? In his last 4 games, he has 3 fumbles, and it's always at the worst times.
I don't know. Jalen Knight has not been the same since that injury. I don't know what it is. And I was thinking about that watching the game.
Yeah. Another thing, James Williams, he's definitely not watching right now, but I'm just going to put this out there. Someone needs to talk to James Williams because this dude, how can you be a D1 Power 5 5-star safety and you can't tackle? Every play you're going in, dropping your shoulder, wanting to go for a big hit. Wrap up, bro. Wrap up. Please, like, every play, you see someone bounce off the running back or the receiver, and you're like, who was that? You look, and it's number 0.
And DJ Ivy's out there cleaning up his messes.
Yeah. Like, I know we have our complaints about DJ Ivy, but we had a fumble to start the second half, and he's the one that forced it, and he recovered his own fumble.